more recently, as AI coming into picture, things have drastically changed.
Yeah.
And as we go, we'll speak about that.
Yeah, we are still discovering how to use AI. We are still trying to see where the benefits lie the most.
I was not able to do if AI has not been there.
So speed is a huge benefit.
So speed, execution, productivity becomes a huge benefit using AI.
So human beings are still important.
Humans who do not use AI will have a challenge,
Yes.
but people need to know AI.
Hi everyone, welcome again to the CIO Chronicles. Today I am with Ajit Manocha, who's a stalwart in the industry. He's been a very senior CIO in the pharma and life sciences industry, and it's so nice to have you on our podcast.
Thank you.
Ajit, tell us about your 30-year-old journey. Is it 30?
Yeah. Approximately 35 years now.
35.
Yeah.
So you've seen this industry evolve and change. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so when I joined the industry, I actually joined Ranbaxy initially. And when I joined that, so at that time we were actually more focused on the system processes, and specifically in pharma, everything was very much process driven, right? We had a big compliance impact, right? We used to have manual things. A lot of processes were manual, but with a regulatory impact. Now from that was one era, and from there we moved to an era where we had moved to the systems, and we got the systems like SAP systems, LIMS systems, quality management systems, so on and so forth. And from that, there was another era where we were earlier using data from a reporting perspective, but then data became a decision engine. So the cycle was from the process to system to database driven system. And now, yes, more recently, as AI coming into picture, things have drastically changed.
Yeah.
And as we go, we'll speak about that.
Yeah. So this is a good segue to move into AI.
Yeah.
Now, AI is transforming every possible industry, but I feel in the life sciences, pharma, healthcare industry, it is far more acute, also because it carries that extra burden of compliance, risk, regulation. So talk to us about how AI is bringing in this transformation in this industry.
Okay, so you are absolutely right. In pharma, we have a huge challenge keeping all our systems compliant, validated from the regulatory perspective. So everything which happens specifically in the manufacturing, it has to have audit trails. I mean, because at the end of the day, everything that we do goes into making a medicine, which is again coming back to the basic point that it directly impacts the patient safety. So data integrity is the key piece out there, right? So from an AI perspective, yes, that becomes a challenge unless until you have a AI governance in place, and specifically in the manufacturing and the regulatory area. Unless until there is a human loop out there, you just cannot go and do things blindly. So there has to be very much AI governance piece. Now, when we come to the discovery part side of it, there actually AI is helping where you can actually reduce lot of discovery work in terms of doing in silico modeling. There AI is helping a lot, and you can have instead of you can have a sort of a dry lab where you can do a lot of experimentation. But yes, when real stuff starts, you actually then go into the labs. But the time becomes reduced, because you don't have to experiment everything in the lab. So you use the in silico modeling, you use the AI models there, and then when it comes to the lab, the work is only then related to the real shortlisted, what you call in science, the shortlisted routing parts to make the compounds. That becomes the easy part out there.
So, we are still discovering how to use AI. We are still trying to see where the benefits lie the most. But in these early years, in all the various areas, whether it's research, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's co-vigilance and regulation. Where are you seeing AI add maximum value in life sciences and pharma?
Okay, so I would say, when you talk of science specifically, so we'll put into science part. Another side is the non-scientific part, right? Non-scientific part is still easy. In terms of using AI for the supply chain, using that in the procurement piece. Okay. That and using in general from a productivity perspective, right? People are writing so many AI agents to do their normal stuff. So that's the easier one.
Right.
The difficult one comes from a discovery side of it. You people have started using to cut short some of those things, the cycles, as I told, due to in silico one, right? The analysis part still can be done, like for clinical trials and all those things. It can still be done using AI to make it much faster. But at the end of the day, still human loop has to be in place before you actually release the things.
Right. So human beings are still important, and
yes.
Everybody is not losing their jobs tomorrow.
Yes. So one thing I just want to maybe clarify that I think everybody is saying that humans who do not use AI will have a challenge.
Yes.
But people need to know AI. But at the same time, I think the important thing is that the domain knowledge has to be must. Right? So you cannot say that, okay, this guy will come and AI will do something and that person does not need a domain knowledge. So AI is effective if you have a domain knowledge.
Very well.
For example, if I have to actually, so we are sitting in a room. So and you tell me to design this room, right? I will give a prompt. Okay, give me do this. Versus if you are an interior designer, the way you write,
correct,
it will be altogether different. So the domain knowledge has to be a must, because that's the knowledge that has to go into to actually make
you
the
still
AI
have to validate what AI has produced for you,
for
so
you.
to speak.
But what happens is, the benefit is, so if I'm using my domain knowledge, I will be able to do analysis much faster. Right, which I was not able to do if AI has not been there.
So speed is a huge benefit.
So speed, execution, productivity becomes a huge benefit using AI with the domain knowledge. So the domain knowledge has to be there. In fact, the another worry is, the AI normally gives the optimal answers, right? Okay. And it may happen that over a period of time, you are using AI to get the optimal answers, and I'm
Let
talking.
me say it for you: mediocrity sets in.
Mediocrity sets in, and you are feeding back to this.
Yeah.
So it might happen that our IQ might also decrease over a period of time, because we are now all getting this mediocrity answers from the AI.
Yes.
So that's another side of AI which we have to be very, very careful.
That is a huge danger. I remember when Google Maps and all had come in, and we had started using mobile phones. One of the big dangers is how will it affect our memory? Because at one point we could remember 50, 60 telephone numbers. Now we don't have to remember a single telephone number. Earlier we used to find our way to places just using a map or memory. Now we cannot do without Google Maps. Even when you take a daily route, you open Google Maps and you check. So that is
absolutely correct. The other side of AI, I think we have to be careful, is from a governance perspective.
Right.
How do you use AI? What are the security guardrails built around AI? Cyber security becomes a huge issue in addition to the compliance that we spoke about.
Right.
So those security guardrails have to be out there for the AI.
Okay. You've been in the industry, you said, for 35 years. So you would have some very key things that you have learned, whether it is in leadership or it is in terms of managing people. or just life lessons in general, if you had to pass on one or two such leadership lessons to the younger breed of CIOs or the younger breed of leaders coming into tech, what would those be?
So I think first of all that everybody is talking and I think everybody understand but still they don't follow. Please don't be a technology leader. Okay.
Why do you say that?
So please understand business. You have to be business transformation leader. Technology is in every side of the business, but you should know how to transform the business.
Yeah.
It has to be used for the business. So please don't solve technology problems, solve business problems. Please start with the business problems.
So understand what impact technology will make on business before you do it.
Don't deploy any technology unless until you know that it is clearly solving your business problem.
Right.
You should be focusing more on adoption than implementation. Right? Because everything has to be associated with the business now. So the CISOs should be talking in terms of how they can help the organization in increasing their revenues, in increasing their bottom line, which is the profit. That's what they should also talk about.
Yeah.
They should not talk about technology at all. Technology is an enabler, but they should talk all business language.
So when did this shift happen, Ajit? In my mind, it happened around COVID when the tech folk were at some point just keeping the lights on, so to speak, right? Figuratively speaking. But then I think COVID happened and everything moved to cloud. And that's when I think the CIO stature just moved to a level where now they have to present to the board, they report directly to the CEO, is that also your understanding?
I think you're right in this sense, yeah. In the COVID, because there are a lot of challenges and you have to think differently. And there the technology and the CIOs at that time played a bigger role in solving the business problems. Everybody was working from home. So we were given a solve a problem, how to connect everyone, how our business will run, how our meetings will run, how our appraisals will happen. Okay. So those were the challenges given to the CIOs at that time. And yes, at that time, the more thinking from a business perspective kicked in.
Yeah.
And nowadays, I think CIOs are sitting in the board. I mean, earlier also board meeting, but now the focus have changed. So
Correct.
now board is asking CIOs, so what is the value that they bring on the table, how they are helping the organization, how they're ensuring. Now, some of these things like cybersecurity, compliance, so these are not IT or technology risks, these are all business risks. So these have become now boardroom discussions. So perspective, how CIO will enable the business and partner to business and do actually business transformations.
Yeah.
That perspective has changed altogether.
So I know I keep going back to your 35 years of experience because it's so valuable, right? And you've been through multiple organizations, you've seen tech transform. How would you say, across all of these different eras of technology, different eras of organizations that you worked in, what kinds of organizations have transformed and been disruptive versus those that have languished? Maybe you've been part of some, maybe you've seen someone, your competition. What traits do those disruptive organizations display versus those who don't?
The organizations who can challenge themselves, who can challenge their legacy processes. Okay, those are the ones. So it's something, if I have to be disruptive, I have to always keep myself, I have to always challenge myself on what we have been doing past. So what we have been doing past may be good at that point in time, but it is not good as of now. So always actually challenging yourself. You need to have a disruptive mindset. Okay, you need to have an execution mindset. You need to execute with this speed. Some of those things are very, very important from an organization perspective. If the organizations are outcome-led, that's another thing that I have seen actually working in our interest. Right? For example, earlier people were more focused on the time spent in the organization. Now people said, whatever you do, this is the outcome we want. So if the outcome is there, we are fine. So the organizations who are open and have challenged their old ways of thinking, for example, I said like outcome-based, performance is all outcome-based. They're challenging themselves, their old processes, right? So that culture in the organization needs to be there, right? People need to support that, right?
Right.
So if that culture is there to challenge the old things, to challenge yourself, so you have to compete against yourself only. I mean, nobody else. So if you are able to compete or challenge yourself, I think you can, you can go to the next level. But the day you stop thinking, day you stop challenging yourself, I think you become a legacy organization. Obsolete.
Yeah.
Right. And another thing, I think, specifically for the CIO, which I've been saying, always start with the business. Right? What is the business wants? It's not that the technology piece. So help understand the business. So if you are helping the business, what business wants, if I'm giving you what you want, neither that you use what I want to give you. So that's the change. So if you are able to do that, then you are all successful. So disruptive mindset, challenging yourself all the time, understanding business and deliver what business wants, and business is constantly changing. So you have to keep constantly changing. So the change is only thing that you have to do. If otherwise you became.
They say change is the only
constant thing. Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, challenge yourselves, have the right mindset, think about business first, and that's the way to succeed.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ajit, for being on CIO Chronicles. We appreciate your
Thank
presence here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next one.
Thank you.